Hey guys, welcome back. Thanks for hanging out with me again today. I wanted to go over the different transportation options that you have as a Disney guest. Now, if you've ever been to Walt Disney World, you know that there are several different options when it comes to transportation around the Disney property. The Disney property is a huge, expansive piece of property. Now, if you haven't been to Disney World, this video is simply to explain the different options that you have when it comes to picking transportation to meet your needs around the property. Now, if you have been to Walt Disney World, then this will be a great refresher course on what to expect when it comes to the transportation around the property. Now, of course, when it comes to talking about Walt Disney World, the first thing that most people think of is the monorail. Well, the monorail is one great option for transportation around the Disney property, but it is limited to where it will go. So as of now, and I don't see this changing in the future, but as of right now, the monorail system will take you from the Transportation and Ticket Center, it will take you to the Magic Kingdom. It will also take you to the Polynesian Resort, the Grand Floridian Resort, and the Contemporary Resort, as well as it will take you to Epcot and round trip to the Transportation and Ticket Center. Another great transportation option is the ferry boat. Now, the ferry boat is very limited in where it will go, and it will simply go from the Transportation and Ticket Center across Seven Seas Lagoon to the Magic Kingdom, and then back to the Transportation and Ticket Center. Coming very soon to Walt Disney World, looking to be the fall of 2019 here, will be the Skyliner gondola system going between Epcot, Hollywood Studios, and then the different resorts, Pop Century, Riviera Resort, Art of Animation, and then also the Caribbean Beach Resort. Now, Disney World's largest and probably most popular, definitely most used transportation on the Disney property, and that is the bus transportation. Using Disney's bus transportation system is very simple. All the resorts have bus terminals that you can actually catch the buses from your resort to the various theme parks and water parks and Disney Springs. Also, from the parks and Disney Springs, you can catch the buses back to your resort. One thing to note though, with the bus transportation method, you cannot take a bus from one resort to another resort. So you are actually limited as far as taking the bus only to Disney Springs, the water parks, or the 4 major theme parks in Disney. Just to expand on that a little bit more, if you are staying at, let's say, the All-Star Sports Resort and you're going to have breakfast at the Polynesian Resort and go to, say, Ohana and have breakfast there, then you are going to need to take the bus from the All-Star Sports Resort to the Transportation and Ticket Center, and then you can either walk or take another bus over to the Polynesian or take the monorail over to the Polynesian. So you have options there, but you cannot take the bus from the All-Star Sports Resort to the Polynesian Resort. Now, if you don't mind spending a little bit of money, somewhere in between $25 to $30 typically, you can actually use Disney's minivan service. This is a phenomenal service, and pretty much they can fit any group size into their minivan. So they'll have smaller mid-size SUVs to huge, suburban SUVs to get your group size around. But this is a great way to really kind of skip the crowd, skip the bus lines, skip everything, and just go straight to where you want to go and in a timely manner. The Disney minivan service is actually through Lyft. And so if you have the Lyft app, you can actually go on there and sign up for a Disney minivan to actually come and pick you up. And that is MINNIE, by the way, not a minivan, but a minivan. For example, the minivan can take you from the All-Star Sports Resort to the Polynesian Resort, so that way if you have breakfast or a character breakfast lined up at Ohana, you can just simply go from one resort to the other. very quick. And let's just say you're running a little bit late one day to a character breakfast, let's say at the Magic Kingdom, or let's say at the Crystal Palace, or even Be Our Guest. You can actually take the minivan straight from your resort and they will drop you off, not at the transportation and ticket center where everybody else gets dropped off, but actually at the bus area where at the Magic Kingdom where all the buses are let off at. Again, you pay a little extra for this service, but it's a great service. The minivan service that is offered, the vehicles are always super clean. The drivers are all cast members, so they are actually hired by Disney. So that's way, I mean, you're dealing with a cast member driving you to all of your destinations. It's a great way to really kind of get around the way you want to, but keeping that Disney magic with you. Now keep in mind, the buses run about every 20 minutes is how the system usually works. On busy mornings, or if like a park is having extra magic hours that morning, they will actually queue up a few more buses or have a few more buses coming quickly one after the other. But on a normal basis, buses typically run about 20 minutes apart. That being said though, guys, sometimes it can take another 20 minutes to get to where you're going on the bus. So if you're late to something, plan ahead a little bit better, or catch a minivan, or you can also use Uber or just regular Lyft on property as well. The other options for transportation at Disney, especially if you're planning to go off property, but also this does work on property as well, of course, and that is taxis, Uber, and just the regular Lyft system. So just keep that in mind. If you guys are especially needing to go off property, you can use those services. But for staying on property, I highly recommend Disney's bus transportation. I can't wait to use the gondola system, but also, guys, the minivan service is absolutely incredible. It does cost a little bit of extra money, but I highly recommend it. So guys, let me know in the comments below, what is your favorite way to get around the Disney property? Is it the minivan? Is it the bus transportation? When you're at the Ticket and Transportation Center, which one do you choose to get to the Magic Kingdom? The monorail or the ferry boat? I'd love to know. Please leave it in the comments below. Also guys, go ahead and give us a big thumbs up, like the video, and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. And until next time guys, get out there, have some fun, and we'll see you on the flip side.